Hi, this is Bronwyn the Brave, and I'm showing how to work a cable cast-on, both knitwise and purlwise. I've just worked across the right side of my work to the end of the needle. I turn to the wrong side and begin my purlwise cast-on. With the yarn in front, insert the right needle from back to front between the first two stitches on the left needle. You can see both legs of that first stitch if you do it correctly. And then I'll bring the yarn over the right needle, just like you're making a purl stitch, and then pull the loop to the back of the work, and then place the new stitch on the left needle. I scoop it from below, and there's one stitch cast on. I'll cast on one more. You insert the needle from back to front between the first two stitches. You can see both legs of that first stitch there. Wrap the yarn and pull it to the back side of the work, and then you place the new stitch on the left needle. And now I have two stitches cast on. If I'm going to cast on a lot of stitches, I want to be sure to count correctly, so I place a stitch marker after casting on those first two stitches. This will separate the original stitches from the new ones. And I do it now so the marker doesn't get in the way as I cast on those first two stitches. So here are those two cast on stitches, and the others are the original stitches that I started with. I just think it can be tricky to tell which is the first cast on stitch here at the transition. I'll cast on one more for good measure. I've cast on a total of 3 stitches, and now it's time to purl across. Be really careful not to pull off an extra stitch as you're doing that, and it never hurts to recount either. Here I've purled across the back side of my work, and I'm ready to cast on stitches on the other end of the needle. The knitwise cable cast on is the more common version. It's typically worked with the right side of the stockinette facing you. With the yarn in back, insert the right needle from front to back between the first two stitches on the left needle, and wrap the yarn over it and pull the yarn to the front, and then place the new stitch on the left needle. If you wait until you insert the needle to snug up that new stitch, then it's easier to get the needle between the two stitches. And just like with the purlwise cast on, I'm going to use the stitch marker there to separate the original stitches from the new cast on stitches. Be sure that you're not working into the stitch on the needle. That would be a knitted cast on. The right needle goes between the first two stitches. Here are my knitwise cast on stitches. They look like purls on the reverse stockinette side. And then over here are my purlwise cast on stitches. The purlwise stitches have already been worked into for one row. And on the stockinette side, here are the purlwise stitches. And then the knitwise stitches. If you'd like to see both of these cast-ons in action, I hope you'll check out my Moxie bandana cowl pattern. You can find links to my pattern stores in the video description. Thanks for watching!